Hello Bard haters, and welcome to another Fine We Hate Bards Let's Play. I'm Ben, and this is Fallout New Vegas, Hardcore Permadeath. And we start this out with me having realized I forgot to do something last part. And that thing I forgot to do was I forgot to give Myers his pardon. So let's just do that right now.
Thanks for getting me that pardon. Me and the boys will take good care of Prim.
What boys? I thought you kind of did this by yourself, because the first thing that generally happens, actually the first thing that does happen every time when Myers takes over is he fires the deputy, Beagle. So I don't know what boys he's talking about. At the very least, that'll give us another level, and we can figure out what we want to do. So I'm thinking guns is going to be important for the first bit, and I'm probably going to crank that right now. I'm also going to get speech going up, because speech is going to continue to be important. As for the perk, oh jeez, I like Bloody Mess, because it's an extra 5% damage. It's not even just because people explode, although that's fun, but the extra 5% damage all around is a really good thing to have, and is admittedly something I could use. But obviously the other big thing on this level is toughness. Toughness is a very good thing that I may want to take sooner rather than later. Yeah, I think toughness will be more worth it in the long run. I think the reduction of damage will be more useful than the addition of damage. So with Myers' pardon, let's crack on, shall we? If you'll remember last part, I sort of helped out the NCR outpost. I figured out what was in Nipton for them, and I killed a bunch of ants. And I also almost died to a pack of Jackal gang members. I think they were Jackal gang members. Oh crap, my cowboy hat's broken. That kind of sucks. I like my cowboy hat. The first thing we have to do here is we're about to run into an ambush. Or it's supposed to be an ambush. It's generally easier to ambush them than it is for them to ambush you. So, the ambush, if you go down through that main valley area, is comprised of 5 people, 2 on the ground, 1 on that ridge over there, and 2 on this ridge over there, or over here. Now, the 2 on this ridge should be right over here, and you can see there's already red on my little compass thing there. Haha. There they are. You may not be able to see them. They are right through that little bit of foliage. And I'm just going to sneaky... Uh-oh. I was going to try and sneaky my way up to them. Uh-oh. What the heck? Shit. What the... Things are exploding. Okay, you were not supposed to have a grenade launcher. You've never had a grenade launcher before. You also don't have any ammo, so I'm surprised. I don't know how you were even doing that. Right, so clearly I fucked that up. I feel like I need to put more points into sneak, because every time I talk about going and sneaking places, I always fuck it up somehow. Right, now with those bastards dead, these guys are actually quite easy. Because he generally doesn't have anything on him other than, like, a knife. Come on! Oh, look, the Legion. Wait, is that Philippus and Colda? What the crap? I talked to him ages ago. Why is he just now getting to that hill? As for those guys, they kind of wandered off, so I think I'm just going to leg it and not worry about them. So as we go on our way to Novac, we'll run into these nice little chaps here, right across the bridge from where I just was. I'll show you real quick. There's a farm over there, and then you cross this bridge, you'll find traders. You'll also see, looks like someone getting beaten to death over there. Never seen that before. We're going to want to team up with these guys. And the reason we're going to want to team up with these guys is because we're about to run into an ambush. There's an ambush right up there. Another one. Yet another one with these stupid freaking gang members. As opposed to the other ones where we tried to ambush... Both times I tried to ambush the ambushers, and it didn't work out for me. This time, it's actually going to be a lot easier because they're going to do most of the work, and I'm going to take all of the loot. And as you can see, it's a lot easier than... Oh, it's Legion as well. You know, if memory serves, these guys generally win this. Or they're supposed to.
Had enough?
I was going to jump in and help, but I just realized I need the Legion to not hate me for a while. Because once they hate you, they start sending hit squads after you, and hit squads suck. But I'll tell you what I will do. Loot the bodies. Wait, did the Legion actually win this? I've never seen that happen before. Like, seriously, I don't think I've ever seen the Legion win this thing once. Yeah, normally the Caravanners just destroy the Legion. I mean, the Caravanners may lose one person, maybe. But generally, they still win. Yeah, that's really peculiar. I've never seen the Legion win this before. The funniest part about this whole ambush is I was actually planning to sell all the stuff I looted off the Legion guys back to the Caravanners. But, yeah, not going to be happening now. Anyway, now that we're past that ambush, we can just keep going on to Novac, which is just past that mountain over there. Uh-oh, mole rats. Oh, just mole rats. There's not that big of a problem. See? That literally could not have been less intense. Alright, I feel like I've generally avoided where the ambush is supposed to be, so as long as I keep going on this path, we should be alright. Wait, what the what? Is that a Legion guy down there? Yeah, there's 2 more of them. They're supposed to be on the other side of the mountain, though. Unless they already killed the Jackal members, and they're now heading off to do something else. They're heading off to go and, I don't know, enslave some people. Got a lot of enslaving work to catch up on. Like, the backlog's just ridiculous on that stuff. While we're on the way to Novac, we'll stop off by Ranger Station Charlie and just check in to see how everyone's doing. And looks like it's largely empty except for this guy, who was kind of bitter that you're around here. Ooh, can I take some of those extra medical supplies? Well, fine, you bastard. You clearly don't need them. I'll just sneak over here and take them myself. Yep. Oh, I'm not stealing anything. Nope, not me. Never. Never would I do that. Well, I hope that taught that bastard a lesson about the importance of sharing. But in either case, we're just going to continue on to Novac. Sorry, there's like 4 towns with N names, and I always get them mixed up. So after a bit of doing, we have finally arrived at the town of Novac. Which is good, because Novac is the first spot in the game you start getting some good equipment. Well, better than we have been getting anyway. So the one big thing that everyone always says about Cliff Briscoe is make sure you steal that gun off of Cliff Briscoe from an area I will point out in a minute. But that gun really isn't that good. It's 5.56, and it's like a revolver, and it's just, I've never found it that useful. But if you really want to steal something useful from Cliff Briscoe, go into his house, go up to the gun case, and there's a hunting rifle inside, and some .308 rounds for the hunting rifle. This is, as far as I'm aware, the earliest spot in the game, unless you sneak past the Death Claws to get to New Vegas straight away, or I prefer to sneak past the Bloatflies, but whatever. This is the earliest hunting rifle you can get unless you go that way, and the hunting rifle really is worth it. It's a fairly strong, long-range weapon, and for this point in the game, it's probably going to be one of the best weapons I got going as far as straight-up, one-shot damage. So if I can manage to get my sneak attacks down, that'll be great. Hello, Criff. I just called him Criff Briscoe. Hello, Criff. If you're interested, Cliff Briscoe does have a power fist you could buy from him. It's Gunrunner's Arsenal, so it will be compatible if you buy any of the miscellaneous mods off of him, which it doesn't look like he has this time, but if he did, we could totally get it off of him. One of the things I am going to get for the varmint rifle is the silencer, because, especially if I'm going to keep ranged combat up, I might need a silenced weapon. So after selling some stuff to Cliff Briscoe, I have a surprisingly lower amount of caps than I would have expected. I was hoping I could get, the normal 700 amount of caps that I'd get off of him, but I guess I can't. But, at the very least, I can still get that gun, even though I can't afford it. Right, so there's that gun obtained. Now here's an interesting question. Can I sell this guy back his own gun? Apparently not. So another thing we could do over here is go and do Boone's quest. Nice and easily.
God damn it.
Right, so Boone just gave us his beret and told us to figure out who sold his wife into slavery, and if we find out who sold his wife into slavery, to go back and inform him about it. Now there's a few different ways you can do this quest. You can talk to people, and they'll point you gradually in the right direction. And actually, if you really want to complete this quest easily, you can just pick a random person and just lead them out in front of the dino head, wear the beret, and if you have a high enough speech, I think you only need like a 40 speech, you can convince Boone that, oh yeah, well, it was the right person, I know it was the right person. Alternatively, if you want to actually get the right person, go into the hotel lobby area, and go back to this safe, and at this time of night, Jeannie Mae Crawford should be around. Then you can open the safe, provided that you know how to open a fucking safe. And you can get some stuff. You can get some 20 gauge rounds, which I'm going to be selling because I'm not going to be using a 20 gauge shotgun. And after reading the bill of sale, we find out that the perpetrator was none other than Jeannie Mae Crawford, the owner of this hotel whose name I forget. So, j'accuse! And now that we have that information, all we have to do is go into Jeannie Mae Crawford's house and convince her to wake up in the middle of the night and follow us into the middle of nowhere for no well-explained reason.
Be dropping in unexpected.
I know you were sleeping and I woke you up. But I still think you should come with me and see something in front of the dinosaur, as quick as you can. Also make sure to walk at twice your walking speed so that we can get this over with faster. Alright, Jeannie, while we're out here in front of the dinosaur head, I'm just gonna put on this little beret for fun. It's a little bit nippy out. So, yep. Just kind of wear this and we should be okay. Oh, look at that, your head exploded. That sucks. So, with Jeannie Mae Crawford's head having been replaced with a pile of bloody giblets, I think we're about ready to go and turn this quest in.
How did you know?
I found a piece of paper with her name on it.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It'd be like that.
I kind of am. That's a surprising amount of evidence to leave behind. So we're not going to ask him to come with us because, as I said, I'm going to try and avoid companions whenever possible. Seeing as I feel like this would be kind of a short part, if I just ended it now after having just gotten to Novac and done a few quests, I'm going to try and do, Come Fly With Me real quick. I'm going to speed through most of the bits of me in the Repcon... The Repcon headquarters. Skip through most of those bits and just get straight to actually doing the quest. So I will see you at the Repcon test site. Right, so here we are, just outside the Repcon test site. And had a little bit of a nap over there on the bed to get my tiredness down. Drank a bit of water, as well as some Sunset Sarsaparilla to kind of get my health back up. I think I'm going to actually start using Sunset Sarsaparilla even though it's really not recommended for hardcore. Because it only gives you 5 dehydration. And for the amount of health you get back, it's kind of worth it. There are ghouls here, but there were a surprising lack of ghouls actually on the way. Because I'm used to when I play, and maybe, again, this is another one of the differences in the PC version over PS3 version, there are usually like 6 or 7 ghouls on the way up here. There's like 3 or 4 regular ghouls, usually a couple roamers, and even a glowing one, usually. But this time there's just like a basic ghoul. Come on, how did that not hit him? Okay, no, stop moving. Fucking finally. Dicks. There we go. Well, I managed to get 4 of the 5. Here we are at the Repcon test site. Don't do it, Ben. Resist the urge. It's a terrible idea. It's not going to work. So just stick to the 9mm. You'll be okay. You might be okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Stuck in a hole, are you? Well, I'm not. And even if I was, it wouldn't matter because my weapon's ranged. So while you're here, be sure to look for ash piles, because ash piles used to be nightkin. And occasionally they will have stealth boys in them. I actually found one back by where the bed is that had a stealth boy in it. So that's another stealth boy I get just for, just for showing up.
On the east side of this building and take the metal staircase all the way up. And hurry.
Okay, sure, whatever. I'll see if I can be bothered to maybe help you out with your stupid side quest. Oh crap! If I do get a fair amount of stealth boys, I'll only be able to carry back about 4. Oh! I forgot there was a ghoul in here. Oh! And there's another one right there. Hold on, I'll play with you in a minute. Dirty Harry! Yep, that's what happens when you mess with me. I'm actually going to forego most of this place because there are a lot of ghouls here who keep attacking me, and I'm kind of lazy. So this room is the first room I'm going to check, and inside there's 308 rounds, which are going to be useful for me going forward, given that both the hunting rifle I'm using and the sniper rifle I will get later both use 308 rounds, as does this machine, now that I think about it. Alright, and inside there's a 10mm pistol, which I'm not actually going to take. It's pre-war money, and 2 stealth boys. Oh, also hunting revolver here. Hunting revolver that, incidentally, I could take, but then that happens, so... I feel like something's about to come charging out at me. It hasn't, but, you know, that red dot there kind of confused me a bit. So yeah, the main reason I wanted to come here was because there are a bunch of stealth boys, specifically on the Nightkin. I mean, obviously there's the experience you get for doing it too, which is always good. But even knowing that I probably couldn't carry much loot back, I still wanted these stealth boys. Because stealth boys are going to be extremely useful to me going forward. I haven't used any yet. There are a couple bits in the the story missions where I'm going to want to use them. Oh, glowing one. Oh wait, no, roamer. Not as bad as glowing one, but still not great. And now in pieces. Uh-oh. Something's sneaking up behind me. Ah, there he is. You know, I'm really glad I stocked up on all this 9mm ammo before I left, because it's coming in kind of handy now. I mean, until I have to stop to reload it anyway. And I think I'm going to level up from that. Hey, look, I did. So as I mentioned, sneak is getting a bit of a buff because I really need to be able to sneak better. And I think I'm going to dump the rest into a weapons skill, potentially. Actually, you know what? Speech is going to go up, too. And then the rest is going to go into medicine, because if I'm going to find myself low on Stimpaks and they're not going to work as fast, then I'm going to need them to restore as much as possible, as quickly as possible. So I feel like medicine will help with that. Ah, this is what I'm talking about. An ash pile, and inside of it is a stealth boy because it was a Nightkin. So far I think I've already gotten about 5 stealth boys just by coming here, so definitely worth coming and checking this place out. Again, I think I'm seeing differences in the version now, because normally there's a lot more ghouls in this area. Like, there were 2 ghouls in here that were doing stuff. Normally there's like 4 or 5. Wait, what? What? That can't be right. Is that why I've been going through so many Stimpaks? That seems awful low. Like, I know I'm on hard difficulty, hardcore mode, and everything else, but seriously, only 54... Normally, it's doing at least, like, 80 or 90 by now. So, the Stimpaks are only half as effective now, I guess. I mean, I know my medicine's only 44, but even still, like, even at 30, I'm restoring, like, 80 or so. Alright, so I'm guessing if I'm looking for a ghoul named Jason Bright, I should probably look for the guy who's glowing. What's the great journey? Just kidding, I don't care. Can I take care of the demons for you? Well, I might have to reschedule my lunch with the Pope, but I think I can make some time. So the only thing we have to do to complete this mission here is basically just get the demons to leave, or get the Nightkin, rather, to leave. And it's actually a lot easier than it sounds. And the first thing we actually need to do is sneak down a hallway. But before I do that, I'm going to wait and hide behind here. And I'm going to wait till I see a shimmer, because that means that the Nightkin who patrols this hallway is walking past. Crap. Yep, I done fucked up. Dicks. You gonna come up after me? Is that gonna be a thing you do? Can you even get up the stairs? You can't even get past that freaking pillar. Well, that's unfortunate for you, because I can shoot around it. Where the heck are you going? Uh-oh. So, some simple manipulation of AI pathfinding, I managed to defeat the Nightkin. It took me almost all of my 9mm ammo and quite a bit of health to do it. But at the very least, it's over with now. Good news is he was the only Nightkin patrolling that hallway, so now that he's dead, it's, you know, free sailing. The thing we wanted to do is we want to go in here and talk to Davison. Hello, Davison. What? No, I'm not an assassin. I'm here to help. Help. Friend. Can you say word friend? I come here on behalf of the ghouls upstairs.
A human who is friend to ghouls.
I am friend to everyone, because I can't afford not to be. So this is the thing that makes it kind of easier. Other than that one nightkin that patrols the hallway, if you can get right past him, or even if you can't, even if you have to fight that nightkin, you then find out that the easiest way to get the nightkin to leave is to come into this room and find the stockpile of stealth boys. So we'll just do that. We'll help out Davison. It should be nice and easy. Just walk right in and... Oh, what is this?
Hey,
Oh, it's a ghoul.
you.
Oh, you want me to go find your girlfriend, huh? Oh, okay. So, this is where the rub comes in. Because in order to make the nightkin leave without having to kill all of them, you have to go and find the stealth boy stockpile, which, by the way, isn't even here, and you find a little article that says it's been moved. As I was saying, to actually get in there and find the bit of information that tells you the stealth boy supply was moved, we have to get past Harland. Because if we try to just walk right in, he'll start shooting at us because he's a dick. But before Harland will leave and allow us to do that, he tells us to go and find his ghoul girlfriend, who, by the way, is dead. There's no way to save her. The second you come down here, she is already dead. Her body is in the basement. And we could go and verify that and just like say, oh yeah, it's there. But I would either have to burn at least one stealth boy, probably two to get there and back, or kill all the nightkin to do it. And I don't particularly want to do either of those things. However, luckily for us, there's a third option. Harland, I am so sorry, but you are the easy way out. Yep. There actually is a lot of stuff here. Stuff that incidentally I'm not really planning to get because this room is trapped like crazy. And with Harland out of the way, we can come up and we can actually search this area now. And as I said, if we had tried to come up here before killing Harland, he would have just started shooting at us. So, now we just go to this terminal, right here. And it'll say, shipment mistake. Oh no, that's the one. We got shipment sent back. Incidentally, I really do love the bit of lore that they have here. Because the bit of lore is that there was, they sent a bunch of stealth boy here, but there was some hanky-panky with the stealth boys. Like men turning invisible and, harassing their female coworkers in various ways. So they were sent back. But interestingly enough, you'll actually, and I'll probably show at least a little bit of it, you can actually, if you go to the top level of this area and find the safe that the owner has, there's like 3 stealth boys in there. So he sent most of them back, but he kept a few for himself. Just because, maybe he wants to do some hanky-panky with them. I don't know. Oh, I need explosives 28. Right. Actually, I might still be able to do this. Just shoot it from back here. There we go. So, you can't disarm the traps, just shoot them, I guess. That's the life lesson here. You can't beat them, shoot them. And then we can go and get the first aid kit. Which doesn't actually have any stim packs, and that's unfortunate, because that's primarily why I went back to get it. But with Harland out of the way, we can now go back and let Davison know that the stealth boys are not here.
Antler St. Line is stealing the
Trust me, if I tried to steal the stealth boys, I would be walking funny, because I would be able to carry all of them.
Lucky day, human.
That kind of sounded bad, didn't it, ladies and gentlemen? It made it sound like I was shoving the stealth boys up my ass. So Davison's gone now, and the nice thing about this, if you do it this way, other than the one nightkin I had to kill because he saw me, as you can see, there are now more nightkin coming this way, and as long as you don't attack them, they will just walk right past you. They don't even care. That's the easiest way to deal with this. Again, if you can sneak past the first nightkin, it gets a lot easier. Obviously, I fucked that up. And there's a stealth boy right here on this table. That over-encumbers me, and this is what I meant about walking funny. Why are you still here? Your people already left. Go home. And if you're not like me and have a very, very restrictive weight limit, or if you're better at, weight management than I am, you can get all these pilot lights here, which is really useful. That's, how much is that? That's like 9 or 10 pilot lights. So yeah, that's easily over 100, caps worth of stuff you could carry if I had the capacity, and now I'm freaking dehydrated again.
Is the way clear?
Okay, Jason, got some bad news for you. There are going to be a lot of fingers pointed. There's going to be a lot of talk. But there might have been an accident where Harland while cleaning his rifle, accidentally shot himself in the face from across the room somehow. But, bright side, at least the Nightkin were so impressed by this feat of idiocy that they just kind of ran away and are never going to come back again. That sounds like a plausible story, right?
Sacred site.
Right, the launch site. I wouldn't really call that sacred. More like seared. Now, the best part about them leaving is that it means I can just loot anything I want. As previously mentioned, my weight capacity sort of limits me as to what I can actually carry out of here. But that does mean I can find all the first aid boxes, like say for example this one, and help myself to what's inside. Well, I thought there were 3 first aid kits. Apparently there are only 2. So, that's fine. I managed to get a few stim packs out of the deal, some steady, which I'll probably end up selling because I don't ever use steady. That brings up actually another interesting point. Drugs. I normally don't use drugs at all, but if this run keeps up the way it is, I might end up having to. I might end up finding myself, like, doing, like, a triple dose of, you know, or triple shot of, like, Medic, Psycho, and Buff out, and then getting addicted to, like, 2 of them. Here we are down in the basement, ready to watch the rockets get launched. But first, we have one more little bit of fetch questing to do. Yeah, this is where he kind of gives us some sad story about how, you know, Chris can't come with them, obviously, because he'll die, but he's going to be a saint, and we used him, even though that's kind of horrible. It's none of my business. Well, let's go talk to Chris, shall we? I really want this stuff. Actually, I can take the space helmet right now. And that I'm probably most likely going to sell, because what am I going to use it for? So I need to go find Igniting Agent and Thrust Control Modules. It doesn't matter which one you pick, because I'm about to show you where you can go to get both of them. Because there's actually 2 locations you're supposed to go. Also, the ladder out is right there behind him, so if you go through there, you don't have to go through the entire building. I will anyway, because I'm going to go grab some stealth boys before I leave, as well as a couple other things. But, for right now, I can just do this. So I need to go get 2 items, and it's telling me one of them is over there. But, I don't actually need to go over there to get it, because there's 2 possible things you can use for the thrust or the igniting agent. One is something belonging to a guy named Mr. Radical, who has like this radiation suit, and it killed him because he got overconfident. Or no, I think he actually got murdered by geckos. Which reminds me, there are geckos by where he is, or golden geckos by where he is. So we're not going over there at all. And instead of going over by him, we're actually just going to come in here. Because, lore-wise, we are told that these things actually contain nuclear waste. So, sold some stuff to Cliff Briscoe, now we can move on. So I got the rocket fuel out of those rocket souvenirs, because they contain nuclear waste, obviously. So what we now have to do is we now have to go and find the thrust control modules. The thrust control modules are actually not quite as easy, but, you know, equally as easy. Because you're supposed to buy them off of this woman, Old Lady Gibson. Oh, Old Lady Gibson. Guess she already went to sleep, or she's inside at the very least. Yep, so Old Lady Gibson is in here. She'll sell you the things if you ask her nicely. And I think you can make a speech check to get them for discount. Alternatively, if you walk in here and pick this average locked box, and don't break your lockpicks like an idiot, inside this box are the thrust control modules. So we basically got them for free. I say we basically got them for free. We did literally get them for free. And with those 2 items obtained, we are now back at the rep contest site. And rather than going in through the front way, we are going to come back through the back way we went through, which is just down here. In case any of you are wondering, it's off to the side over here. And I think you can actually come in this way too. You know, now that I think about that, I've never actually tried.
Have you found the components we discussed?
Close enough anyway. And we'll give him that, and give him the thrust control, and the rockets are set to go, and Jason's going to give his speech.
Everything we need to launch.
And we'll take the spacesuit, because we can actually carry it now. Incidentally, the spacesuit's not a bad set of kit for the first part of the game. Might actually switch over to it, because it's damage threshold 10 for weight 7, so it's actually more damage threshold for less weight. I mean, admittedly, it means I have to walk around looking like this. but I'm cool with that for the time being. Until I can get some better stuff, until I can get some combat armor or whatever, I should be able to deal with this. And with Jason Bright's stupid speech finally over with, we find ourselves up here at the launch pad. And to finish this up... Oh. Right, so I can't even interact with... I thought I needed to in order to make this work, but apparently that's only if I want to be a good guy and help their journey. But I don't really care. So, we'll press that button and Fight of the Valkyries will ensue. Wow. So watching the flight paths of those rockets, I become less and less optimistic about whether or not Jason Bright will be able to reach his actual target. And apparently I'm only liked by Novac. Normally that gets you all the way up to accepted. Or, not accepted, that's just the basic one. That normally gets you all the way up to the highest rank, to idolized. Or maybe it's because I haven't done... Maybe it's because I didn't get the quest from Manny Vargas first. That might have been what it was. I completely forgot to talk to Manny Vargas, incidentally. One other thing I want to point out before we leave. Well, two things. The first thing is actually, and you may not have noticed it, but if you don't kill all the ghouls in here and then help Jason Bright go on the Great Journey, there are no ghouls. The feral ghouls go with him. So that's kind of an interesting little thing. But as for the other thing, as I mentioned earlier, if you come to the office of the owner and take his cigarettes, because they're valuable, you can then open his safe, which is average locked. There is a key somewhere around. I don't need it though because I have average lockpick. And inside you'll find 54 bottle caps, some various other things, and of course the 2 stealth boys I mentioned earlier. So we're back in Novac, and as we go to turn the quest into Manny Vargas, who actually never technically gave us the quest, I want to point out something interesting I noticed. That Chris, once this quest is done, comes to live with Manny Vargas. I'm not sure if there's an actual in-game reason for it, but he's just kind of here now, and this is where he officially lives. Which is peculiar to me, because while Manny Vargas is gay, you can use Confirmed Bachelor on him. He's one of the few gay characters in the game. Chris, you can actually use Black Widow on, implying that he's straight. So
what's going on?
I don't. Maybe he's bi. I'm not certain.
Unbelievable, man.
Ah, there we go. We gain fame just by talking to him. There we go. Now we're idolized. Additionally, I want to point out, if for some reason you didn't want to do Come Fly With Me, just come back into Manny Vargas' room, and you can find a message on his computer that will tell us about Benny coming through here. So you don't even need to do that quest. I just did it because I wanted the stealth boys and the experience. So there we go. With that done and Come Fly With Me out of the way, we can officially leave Novac behind us and move on. But that'll all be next time. We've done quite a fair amount of stuff for this part. I was actually planning to do Come Fly With Me as its own individual part, but didn't get a chance to do that because the first part would have been too short. But here, for both last part and this, if applicable, and this part, I will do the outro right now. Thanks as always for tuning in, guys. I was Ben, and this is Fallout New Vegas Hardcore Permadeath Run. See you next time, everyone.